Now I'm going.
Now you're going. Okay, Ruth. So now you've gotten your diagonal technique and you've gotten your verification technique. The next technique we're going to work on is called two-point touch. What do you think that means?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. Do you want to take a wild guess?
No.
No? Okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and square yourself up with the sidewalk. Take one more step to the left. Okay, so two-point touch. Remember how when you do, right, that's your diagonal, you have that down pat, that's good. So when you feel that you need this, you can break it out and use it whenever you want. Now remember when we switched to verification? Okay, the other technique I told you about that's a combination of diagonal and constant contact is verification. So the two techniques that you've been using is called diagonal and constant contact. You know how when you make this out in front of you, you're clearing your path? Remember how I told you go a little bit to the right and a little bit to the left because you want to protect yourself out. Okay?
Yeah.
So two-point touch is a little bit different because you're going to go the same distance, but your cane is going to be up off the ground. And you're going to tap, 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 tap.
Okay.
Show me standing in place. Yes. Now, you do that while you're walking. It takes a little bit more movement in your arm. You seem a little bit too tense, so I want you to relax just a smidge. Okay? Now the other way, okay, stop for a second. So your grip, this is what you're using for diagonal, and then your thumb points forward when you switch to verification. I personally hold my cane like you are now when I do two-point touch. Okay? But your thumb is more on top. Okay? Or another way you could use it is bring your thumb to the back and your pointer finger up, like so. And then it's tap, tap, tap. Give it a shot. Isn't that good?
I'm actually more comfortable with the other one.
With your thumb? Okay, well then use your thumb. So you're going to want it on top and point out. So again, give me a couple taps in place. Perfect. Okay. This is probably the most common technique that people with canes use, two-point touch. And what this is going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to check your surroundings. You just don't keep your cane on the ground all the time. But it's the same idea of checking in front of you. So why don't you go ahead and take a few steps and do your two-point touch. It's a constant movement. See how the difference is? Good. Perfect. Eyes up. You got your cane out in front of you to protect you.
Hey.
You are so silly. Okay, so the idea is, let me see your cane real quick. The idea is when you're walking with your cane that you're clearing the way for your next step forward. So when you step with your right, you want to be clearing to the left. So when you step with your left, you know it's clear. Your right, and you're now clearing for your right step. Left, right. On your left side, and starting with your right foot. walk to the end of the sidewalk. Better. Yep. Got it. Now try and walk a little, pick up your pace a little bit like you were. Eyes up. A little faster. Another thing to keep in mind too is if you're keeping your arm and your hand down by your side like this and just kind of moving your cane like so, you only have about 2 feet of space in front of you. If you hold your arm out, you double that length. Okay, so it's important. You want the proper way to hold it is at midline. Okay, in the mid, like by your belly button. Okay, and then you. So it's even on both sides. If you can do that, that's perfect. It's going to be different for every single person. But at least have your arm extended for me so that when you're walking, you're giving yourself that extra foot. So that's what the cane's here for, is to find those